Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Jasmina and this is my first YouTube video on this channel. So today I'd like to talk about my 25 weeks pregnancy. I've reached 25 weeks 2 days ago and this is my second pregnancy but my first viable pregnancy. So backstory on me is that I had a miscarriage last October of 2017. And I had a D&C in December and fell pregnant very quickly afterwards in February. So this is for me a miracle baby because after the first pregnancy and the first miscarriage, I had it in my head that it would never work, that I'm not gonna be able to get pregnant. Have a little bit of anxiety about it, so I was nervous, but thankfully the pregnancy worked. And I'm expecting a baby girl and my due date is November 4th or 6th. So they're 2 days apart. My doctor pushed it to November 6th and that's my final due date. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about how I'm feeling. So the pregnancy actually for me has been very different compared to other pregnancies that I've read online or that I've heard of. A lot of women say that they get pregnant in the morning sickness in the first trimester quite early on. Funny enough for me, it started quite later, around actually 14-15 weeks. That's when I started to get sick. And although I wasn't getting physically ill very much, the nausea was constantly there. And if I didn't take an anti-nausea medication prescribed by my doctor, then for sure I would have been sick morning, afternoon, and night. So when I got sick was 13-14 weeks, and the only thing that really was difficult for me, honestly, was just the food aversions. I'm somebody that loves to eat meat. This pregnancy, I think I've become a vegetarian. I hate meat. I cannot stand the sight of it. It grosses me out. I want nothing to do with it. But in terms of cravings, I don't really have any cravings. I mean, I enjoy fruit. I've always loved fruit. I don't have any cravings. So let me know down in the comments if you guys are the same, because you know, I hear a lot of the big thing is the women that have cravings. I don't really have any cravings. Second thing, tiredness. Oh my gosh, the first trimester, I think I could have slept 12 hours a day and then the 12 hours at night. So like 24 hours, I could have just slept and slept and slept. And I think that it alleviated a little bit in the second trimester, but unfortunately, during that time we were moving. And so I can't really tell you if I was tired because of the move or tired because of the pregnancy, but there was a lot going on. And then it alleviated a little bit, but then the tiredness came back and it was really, really intense. And so when I went to my doctor and we did a blood test, we found out I'm anemic. Apparently very anemic. I have to take 2 iron pills of 300 milligrams each a day. That has not been fun. But in terms of the glucose tests, that went really, really well. My sugar is really good. So that's really comforting for me to know, so that I don't have to be extra careful in my diet and I can still enjoy certain treats here and there. The one thing actually that I do have to watch out for is high blood pressure in pregnancy. I have a slightly higher risk of developing preeclampsia. And although my blood pressure has been optimal every single time I visit the doctor and do take the blood pressure, I do take my blood pressure, it's been really good. So that's, I think we're on the right track for that. Weight gain. I haven't gained anything. I have started off this pregnancy overweight. So my doctor did advise me to watch my diet in the sense of just don't exaggerate, but definitely eat and eat well. And so I think the first trimester sickness combined with the food aversions and then just being careful what I eat, I haven't gained anything. I've remained the same. My doctor is not concerned at all. I was concerned because I was thinking, oh my gosh, my baby is not growing, and she's growing fantastically. It's me that's stabilized my system and my diet, and I feel good about it, honestly, because it makes me excited to think that I can give birth and then possibly get down to my pre-pregnancy weight quite quickly, although that's not going to be a big concern of mine. Of course, every woman should take the time that they need when they first give birth to spend time with their baby and listen to their bodies. But I have not gained any weight. The last ultrasound I had was at 20 weeks, and the baby was measuring perfectly. She was extremely healthy, and to be quite honest with you, I was convinced when I went to my ultrasound that there would be no heartbeat, that the baby would just have passed away. And I know a lot of women this has happened to, and for that I'm very sorry. And having gone through a miscarriage myself, it's definitely not easy. I know that it's extremely common, and I've heard that 1 in 3 pregnancies do end up in miscarriages, but just because it's common does not make it any easier. And I also know somebody that did have her first pregnancy end in a miscarriage, and she has yet to try again because she's fearful, and I can totally understand that also. When I did try again after this miscarriage, I was very, very scared because, to be quite honest with you, had this pregnancy not worked, I think I would have been very, very depressed, because I think you just put it in your mind, what if I can't have kids? And it's hard. It's hard to have a miscarriage. It's hard to go through the physical pain of it, knowing that after this physical pain, you're not even having a baby to hold. And then, you know, your mind goes to all those thoughts, you know, the color of the bedroom, all the way down to what we're going to name the baby. And so it's hard. And so I think that I took the time that I needed personally. I'm very fortunate to have fallen pregnant. And yeah, so I am 25 weeks today, and I thought I'd show you my bump. And it's not that big. And I don't know, some women, I'm on these, you know, these pregnancy apps, they're really large, and some are very small, and it's so interesting how our bumps can be so different on different body types, and just how we grow in general is very different. But I figured I'll show you from the front. It says, "Pardon my bump." So I feel like I don't look 25 weeks. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't feel 25 weeks in terms of the bump. But I do feel it inside. She kicks quite a bit. So interestingly, actually, I did not feel the kicks very early on. I felt certain like heartbeat sensations. And then I was thinking to myself, like, what the heck is that? And one of the ultrasound technicians said something about it being the extra blood flow, the placenta. I cannot be quite certain on what she said, but in the ultrasound, the baby kicked really, really, like, it was very visible that she kicked, and I felt nothing, like nothing. So I could honestly say that as of 22, 23 weeks is when I started to really actually feel kicks and actually notice them a little bit on my stomach from the outside. Although my husband has yet to actually feel her kick, it seems that every single time she kicks and I take his hand and I put it on my stomach, that she stops. So she's a bit of a pest. But yeah, so I think everyone's different. I know somebody that said, oh, she felt something at 14 weeks. I didn't feel anything at 14 weeks. I mean, I could honestly say I did, apart from feeling tired and the food aversions and whatever, in terms of pregnancy, I didn't feel pregnant because I didn't feel anything. But now I do, and I'm very, very excited, and I'm gonna start the nursery. And so I figured I'll make a video on the nursery and how we're gonna decorate, and a baby haul of some of the clothes that we got. So please subscribe to my channel. So thank you and have a great day. Bye.